As we all know, the website youtube.com was invented for educational, lifestyle, and hobby content, and most importantly, my opinions specifically, so today I'm going to be ranking all of the Animal Crossing cats on this here tier list. I feel like the cats specifically are put on a very certain pedestal that I need to knock some of them off and kiss up to the others so that they don't kill me and put me on a stake to rot and get fed to the buzzards. At the top, we have Wisdom Tooth Necklace. I've never gotten my wisdom teeth removed because I don't have the money for it and I'm deeply afraid of anesthetic. However, I do want to put my wisdom teeth on a necklace if I ever have to get them taken from my mouth. There's no way you're going to take my bones from me, they're mine. I think that anybody who has a tooth necklace or tooth earrings or anything like that, even bone specifically, you're very cool to me. I want to make out with you. I want to be in love with you. I think that you are the most prime specimen on this earth and I really am obsessed with everything you do. Below that is the trusty dusty Toyota Prius. Now, if you're a Toyota Prius auntie, if you're a Toyota Prius hater, you don't understand the value of a car that looks stupid but will get you anywhere you need to go for a cheap price, alright? You are going to get to where you need to be and you will get there in your little clown mobile, but you will be happy, okay? You will be happy. If you've never ridden in a Prius before, it's as humiliating as it sounds, but I love it. I want to go into every single Prius that exists on this earth and ride it around. I do. I will always stand up for a Prius. There is one thing that I was put on this earth to do, and it is stand up for Priuses and Prius owners. Not really the owners though, honestly. You made that decision, you can handle the heat. Below that is the YouTube British invasion of 2015, 2013, 2012. I'm not 100% sure when it actually started, but I do know that it happened and it affected me greatly as a teenager. And I feel that it's a very mid-ground area because some things maybe came out of it that were good, but the other thing is that it is extremely terrifying and it shows what the British are capable of, and I don't like that, and I think that we should all be a lot more scared because this happened. Below that is rompers. I like that as a concept physically, and that's why it hurts so much more that I can never wear them, because how the hell are you gonna have IBS in a romper? They're nice, they're cute, they're easy to wear until you have to piss. You're either gonna have to run for your life with a pre-planned bathroom trip, and then you're gonna be embarrassed that you had to pre-plan and put it in your planner that you're going to the bathroom in a romper, or you're gonna shit your pants. And neither of these options are anything less than humiliating. I'm done. I've had it. I've had it with romper culture. I'm done. Below that, we have a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. Now, I have never even lived in a 3-bedroom home, but the fact that there are 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom just tells me that people don't understand how existence works. That the human mind doesn't even recognize itself when it's trying to invent. This is horrifying to me. How the hell are you gonna fit 3 people in separate bedrooms? 2 if you're a married couple and you have kids or something. How the hell are you gonna do this with 1 bathroom? Tell me this. Explain to me how this is supposed to work. How do you even have room for 3 bedrooms in a house? What the hell are you doing? Are you sitting out there in the fucking Louvre? Do you have the money to end world hunger? Do you? You should end it if you do. Up first is Anka, which is a really great start, to be honest with you. I'm very confident in this tier list because she has blessed me with her presence. I think that Anka is one of the best character designs ever. She's really cool, she looks beautiful, she looks true to what they were trying to give her. It's not a gaudy Egyptian representation fully. I mean, it is a little bit, but not terrible. It seems like it has some actual elements that are supposed to be true to the culture, which I appreciate. It's nice, it's good. It gives off some sort of semblance of care. You know what I mean? I feel good about it. And also, I just totally wish that I could give her all of my money. I do. I'm not that kind of person, but I do. I wish that I could drain my bank account and put it in her house, and I think she would take better care of it than I ever could. I mean, I'm gonna spend money at 3 a.m. on Etsy because I googled Neopets and I started seeing a bunch of Neopet backpacks. I'm gonna do that. She will outlive all of us and all of our grandchildren, and you're gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna have to deal with that and reckon with that. If you are attracted to Anka, I need you to understand that you will die 10 million years before she ever did, and that's because the only time she's gonna die is when she gets swallowed by the sun and she becomes a fireball herself and her soul will live on. That's fantastic. I wish I was her, but at the same time I couldn't deal with the crippling loneliness of immortality, so I don't know, maybe I don't wish I was her. Maybe I wish that she would just stick around forever and I would meet her in the afterlife. Maybe that's what I'm hoping for. She's decadent, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she means everything to me, but she is so humble about it. You know, she just exists in your town. She just exists in your beautiful little Animal Crossing town like she's visiting the food bank. I mean, this woman is so generous for being in our presence at this point, and that's all I have to say about her, to be honest with you. There's nothing else you can say. If you don't respect Anka, I don't understand what's wrong with you. If you don't see Anka, look her in the eye and say, okay, I accept this. I love her. You are a deeply disturbed human being and I don't know if I can trust you. I'm gonna put her in Wisdom Tooth Necklace because I feel like she would also have one, and that's fantastic to me. I chose this tier list specifically because it had NPCs on it, and Blanca's very important to me. Blanca is everything to me. I will always discuss Blanca. I will take time out of my day to make a meeting. I will block out time to speak about Blanca to you. Blanca is the amalgamation of the neutrons that hold us all altogether, okay? The cell barrier is created by Blanca. She understands how to puppeteer the world like it's Sesame Street, and that's very important. You have to understand that this is God. This is somebody who controls everything about you, and you have to accept that, and you have to be cool with that. But you know what? I am. I really am. I respect it. I feel like if anybody is supposed to have the world in her hands, it's Blanca. She's a trickster. She's a jester. She's a little bit of a comedy connoisseur, okay? She is silly. She is goofy. She has made time for silliness in her routine, and she has learned more than all of us combined, that there is a place in life for silliness, and that's what I appreciate. Serious people, you're going to hell. Everything in your life is going to crumble down time after time again, and you won't understand why, and you're going to keep rebuilding and only get knocked down over and over again. And you will never learn, but Blanca learns. Blanca knows. Blanca understands. Blanca is the feeling of a scented candle that actually smells like what it's supposed to smell like, and not some weird chemical combination that was probably forged in the back end of a Macy's. If you get like specifically a black cherry candle from Walmart or something, that is going to smell like something you don't quite understand, but it's going to make you nauseous, and Blanca won't have any of that. Blanca is the understated fabric of this universe, and I feel like she is able to split herself into multiple deities. I think that every single religion is technically based off of Blanca in a different form, and that's kind of scary at the same time. I mean, she has a lot more control than we'll ever know, but that's okay. She would not stand for any type of injustice, but I also do not think she would stand for justice either. I think she just sits in general. I feel like I will always owe everything to Blanca, and Blanca will always be behind the scenes forcing everything into place. And that's why I think that she would be a Toyota Prius owner. She understands the importance of a silly clown car that will get you exactly where you need to go for a low price. She does. She's practical, she's smart, but she's silly. And the fact that she is missing from the new games is just proof that we live in a godless existence now, you know? That was the end of the world fixing itself. That was the end of the world putting itself into play. Blanca's existence was a sign of the times, alright? Thank you for understanding. Thank you for listening. I think that you needed to hear that. I am going to be going door to door like a Mormon now. I'm not going to do the suit and tie because that looks stupid, but I am going to be coming to your home. Bob is the trickster god. Bob is somebody that I do not trust with anything. Bob has devious intentions, but not necessarily harmful intentions. I think he was put into this world to exist as the discord in the world, okay? The chaos creator. I think that there is the devil, I think that there is God, and there is Bob. And Bob is a mixture of both of them. He does not have harm in his heart, nor does he have any goodness. He is a mixture of every single personality trait that you could ever get, and turned into a little clown nose that he wears every single day. Bob doesn't have the capacity for emotions that we do, but he understands them. He can understand every single emotion. He knows what you're feeling. He knows when you're afraid. And that's the worst part of it. He understands what he does to you. He cannot feel it himself, but he understands. He knows what he's doing. And every single day he wakes up and he puts on his hat and he decides that he is going to go ahead and leak the no-fly list as a cat girl. I think he was behind that. Personally, I do. I think that was him. I think that was Bob Animal Crossing doing that. And every single person recognizes Bob because he has made a name for himself, because he has put himself in the forefront of everything. He is not a hidden deity. He is something in this world that you will never be able to identify and pin down, but he is still omnipresent. You will always recognize Bob. Whether you play Animal Crossing or not, Bob is a recognizable figure, and I think that's the same for chaos on this earth. You can exist in any part of the spectrum of people on this earth, and you will still be able to identify chaos, and that is Bob. That is why he is so recognizable. He will never be able to let you go, but you will never fully be enveloped by him. It's very interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna go with YouTube British Invasion due to the terror and also great wide scale of his existence. I keep having to drink water because apparently my vocal cords are never ever covered in any kind of lubrication, and I just have to sit there coughing and yakking until I figure out that I actually do need to drink water, and I might die if I don't because it's been a couple days. I am so sorry about the consistent fast talking in this video. I was up all night working on a novel, and that's why I can't think any coherent sentences right now. There's just a continuous Niagara Falls inside of my brain of exhaustion and hormones. I have cortisone running through my veins. I have adrenaline. I'm gonna die in 3 days. Felicity reminds me of some kind of old-timey film star. I feel like she would be the Marilyn Monroe, Lauren Bacall type. I think she's very luxurious. I think she's rich. I think she understands the value of her face and her existence and her image. She does not understand, however, how to play the system. She is not finding herself in offices with a threatening tone. She is waiting for things to come to her, and she doesn't notice, she doesn't realize yet that that's not going to happen, that she is not going to be able to summon opportunities by just waiting for them to come. She has to go out and grab them by the neck, nearly choke them out, wait for them to come to, and ask for what she wants. This girl is only falling behind because she is pure in spirit, and that would be a great thing for her, and I think it is a great thing, except she chose the wrong lifestyle for it. I think that she regrets a lot of things in her life, but she doesn't regret her personality and her smile and her spark, and that's great. You have to have something to hold on to as you get older, and I think hers is her kindness. But also I think that she has been learning to get snippier, but not in the right way, not in a way that's really going to help her out. She is just becoming more and more fed up and asking for more and becoming more demanding demanding, and it's not really helping her case, to be honest with you. I think at some point she's going to turn into a bitter person, but not necessarily a successful person. There is a difference between bitter successfulness and there is a difference between bitter loneliness, and she is really quickly running towards bitter loneliness, and that's upsetting to me. I think I'm going to put her in YouTube British Invasion as well. I kind of like her. I think she's cute. I wish her all the best in her acting career, and I hope that she gets to play another damsel in distress soon, but I think that she could do better. I think that she could change things for the better, but she just doesn't have the guts or the knowledge to. Feline, who I believe is a monster hunter cat. I've been corrected on this very many times in my old Animal Crossing Removed Villagers videos that I think I need to rip out my hair every time I see him, which is kind of unfortunate, but you know what, I still love this boy. I think Feline grew up in a way that desensitized him to any kind of violence. He has seen a lot, he knows a lot, and he knows how to do things that other people will ask him for help with. He could have been a successful hitman, but he chose to do a different life, and that is just living by his own rules. He has never gotten caught once, but he does have a thirst for blood constantly, and I think that he would donate blood more often if he got to see people ripped open while they did it. I think if he got to have his arm ripped open while he was drying blood instead of a little poke, he would be there every single week. And that's really important to me. I think it's an important thing to see that this is a very violent, destructive man. He was the person who first signed off on nuclear weapons. That's kind of scary to me. I don't really like that. I think that there is a better way. I think there is a better way that doesn't involve war and death and casualty, but he sees it as a trophy. He sees death and pain as a trophy. The destruction of human life is something that he wants to get at the end. That is his reward. He's kind of cute though. He's really adorable. I would definitely have him on my island. I would want to see what he does to the place, just in a hypothetical scenario, more like a study. I wouldn't want him to be sent on the world. I wouldn't want the whole world to ever have to deal with Feline and his disturbing, disgusting tendencies, but you know what? I would like to see what would happen on a small scale. I would like to know. I'd like to know what his full capabilities are, what he really wants out of this, what he's trying to achieve, and I would like to see it happen quickly. That being said, Toyota Prius, it just works to me. It works. Kabuki is interesting, first of all, because he doesn't have a nose, and that's always exciting to me when a cat doesn't have a nose. I mean, a lot of these, I'm just realizing, most of these cats literally don't have a nose, which is kind of weird. I feel like I imagine noses on a lot more of these cats. I feel like I imagine Rosie having a nose, even though when I think of her, yeah, I don't see a nose, but I feel like it was always in my brain that they had a nose. I just feel like I added one for comfort, for my own comfort. You know, I didn't want them to not have a nose, but I guess they don't have a nose. But Kabuki is in the same category as some other Animal Crossing villagers where it's like, yes, I know they don't have a nose. Like, I look at Kabuki and I say, where's the nose? I don't see a nose. I think Kabuki is probably some kind of military general. I think he has been in a lot of horrors in his life, but he is the opposite of Feline in that he doesn't like them. He doesn't like what he's seen, and he tries to escape them every single day. He is a very complex person who doesn't know how to love fully, and he never has from a child. He has never ever been able to feel real love for people, but he is good at faking it. He is good at making it appear that he is a lovable person. And he may be a lovable person himself. I don't know this. I've never been with the man. I've never talked to him. I think that Kabuki is a really good representation of being so detached from the world and the life you lead that when you die, you don't really even notice. You don't feel any fear when you die. You just simply float away. To wherever you go, you simply float away. And I think Kabuki will never be able to look back on his life and choose whether he enjoyed what he did or hated it because he doesn't understand the concept of good or evil, and that's okay. He is not some kind of supernatural being, but he is a broken man. So rompers, I'm gonna say probably. I'm getting big romper vibes from him. I don't know if he would wear a romper, but maybe a military uniform is kind of a romper. I don't know. Can you piss in that thing? I'm not gonna check. I don't want to know. The amount of US Army ads I've gotten recently is absolutely staggering. I mean, it makes me very uncomfortable, but whatever, it's fine. Just tell me whether you can piss in the uniforms or not, and we'll go from there. This is Katie's mother, Caitlyn, I believe. Her name is Caitlyn. If you want to correct me, don't. I don't think it's wrong, but it might be wrong. And this woman is very confusing to me and concerning to me. She is obviously a very bad mother who loses her child constantly, but even looking past that, I don't think she knows if she has a place in this world or not. I think that she went along with the status quo. She did what she could. She became a mother, and she is ready to move on from this life. She's ready to retire. She is ready to take a break, but I think that she was not meant for this. She chose a lifestyle that wasn't meant for her, and she's deeply unhappy. And that's really upsetting to me. It always makes me feel awful when somebody is stuck in a life that they don't want, and I think specifically Caitlyn is. I think she really is. I think that she has been thrust into this everyday life that she is not suited for. I think she's suited for the stage. To be honest with you, I think that she is suited for an audience. I think that she could really bust out some musical tunes. I don't know. I'm not a huge musical person, but I can see some talent in her. I think that Caitlyn could have taken the stage by storm, but she instead chose to go with what was expected of her, and I can't blame her, to be honest with you. I really can't. I don't know if I could ever say that I truly blame her for this. She's uncomfortable, she's unhappy, but she knows that she has more potential. She just doesn't understand how to unlock it. I think she thinks that this is the only life that she could ever have, and that's sad, that really is, but please take care of your child. She's alone, she's upset, she is finding her way to random towns, and that is so uncomfortable. I'm gonna go with rompers for Miss Caitlyn. Her daughter Katie is a child, and I don't know how to go about that. I mean, I really think that she has a lot of potential. I think that she's gonna grow up to be very independent because of her lack of father and mother figures, you know? She's really had to take care of herself this whole time and find her way through the world by herself, so that's gonna make her a very mature, responsible person, or it could eventually send her into a spiral where she becomes completely out of control. We don't know this yet. We haven't seen the poor girl grow up. So you know what? I can't really give you an assumption on her, but I think she's adorable and I think she's doing great for right now. I think she's doing her best. She's trying. She's very small, she's very little, but she's trying. And that's gonna be YouTube British invasion for me. You know, I think she's cute. I think she's a sweetheart. I wish her all the best. Kat is a very classic type of lesbian, and that is a butch lesbian. Now I'm talking about a stone butch. I'm not talking about a soft butch. I'm not talking about a butch femme hybrid. I'm talking about the classic butch lesbian that you've heard about a lot, that you may have seen when you were being shown lesbians for the first time. I don't know if you were shown lesbians for the first time, but I was for some reason. I think that Kat is one of the best examples that you could ever give. Kat is classic. She's caring. She's very involved in her community. She understands what needs to be changed about things. She's an activist. She gets it. She wants to see change in her lifetime, which is so important. Her walls are hard to bypass. You know, you're never gonna fully get to know Kat unless you break her down, which is unfortunate, but you know, I love her. I'm totally confident and happy to know her as the Kat that she puts forward because I don't ever want to push that, but I think there's a lot more beneath her. I want to see her. I want to see her for who she is if she ever wants to reveal it. I think she's a beautiful person. I think that Kat is going to save our world at some point. I hope she runs for president. I'm very proud of her. I would vote for her. I would campaign for her. I would go door to door. I love Kat. I do. Toyota Prius because again, she understands the Toyota Prius phenomenon. She understands why you would want a Toyota Prius. I love her so much, so dearly. Kit Kat could be an actor in the new Barbie movie, and I completely and utterly stand by this. I feel like Kit Kat wouldn't be a Ken or a Barbie necessarily, but he would be a friend. He would be a friend of Barbie, maybe an Alan, I don't know. I think that this man has a very strong, loud voice that could be a narrator on Disney Channel, and that's an interesting hobby for him. I think that he does that for free. I think he's a narrator for free. He never charges for his services, which, like, please charge for your services. Please get paid for this Kit Kat. I think he grew up in one of those families that is very tight-knit and knows each other very well, so he's very open with his sisters and his family, and that's really kind of terrifying to me. I could never live like this, but I think that he has a strong connection and he would be a good father. I think that he would absolutely give Caitlyn a run for her money, by the way, with parenting that little kid right there. I think that now he just kind of lays low, but he has a very strong presence. He doesn't do anything that's super large or huge, but he is always very involved in everybody's lives that he knows. You know that one guy that won't leave you alone, but it's not in a weird way? That's him, yeah. He's involved. Kit Kat's always going to be involved. I think that's like YouTube British invasion to me. I don't really want somebody to be super involved in my life. I like being mysterious. But you know what? You do you. You have fun with that. Kiki is so important to me due to the absolute lack of anything in her head. She is so gone from this universe. She is a mass of black matter. She exists only as a shadow in your heart, and she is the only person that can ever show you memories that were deeply buried into your psyche. Kiki is probably a symbol of death. I think she's a symbol of death / rebirth. I think that Kiki is somebody who's going to guide you to the end of your life. I think she's who stays with you when you're dying. I think that's cute. You know, I never, ever, ever associate black cats with bad luck because they don't have bad luck, and that's stupid. You should adopt a black cat. They all need homes. Adult cats need homes. Senior cats need homes. Kittens are not the only thing that you can adopt. A lot of pets, even though they have like slightly less years in them, are just as good companions and do need adoption. They need you. At least help foster too if you don't want to adopt. I think that you can make a difference. And cats, also spay and neuter your cats. Very important. Anyway, Kiki is a lovable omen, you know? She's an omen of death, but she's not a sad omen of death. She is not you losing somebody, it's somebody finding a new place. She is a good sign. Wisdom tooth necklace, my beloved. 100% love this woman. Kitty is married to a Wall Street banker, but really she's just planning to kill him soon and hopefully take over his branch of the company and become a CEO. And I think that's really exciting for her. I think that's a really great way to climb up in business. I'm very proud of her. I think that she is going to be a fantastic business person, really figure out how to avoid taxes. I think that she has a good plan in place, but I don't think she's great at hiding the fact that she has that good plan in place, you know? I think you can see it in her eyes what she's gonna do. I think you can see it it in her eyes what she is feeling and how she's going to execute it and how excited she is to see her husband die. I support women's rights and I also support women's wrongs, and I think specifically this is very wrong. This is very wrong. The fact that she is advertising that she is going to do this makes everybody afraid of her, but they're not going to stop her, you know? Nobody is going to stop Kitty from killing her husband, because there isn't any way to stop Kitty from killing her husband, you know? She has always been the person who is one step ahead of you and 8 steps ahead of her husband. I'm gonna go with British YouTube invasion, because I also kind of think she's British. She's giving off British vibes to me. I don't know, do you see it? I kind of see it. Maybe she's British, but like she moved to America and now she's like the one random British character in every single show. You know, you gotta find one British character to put in every single American show, because otherwise it's weird apparently. I just noticed that a lot. Why is there always one? You know, we could do without one. Lolly is softness and goodness and kindness all wrapped up into one cloud-like texture. She is very sweet. She reminds me of a real cat a lot, I feel. She is one of those dumbass orange cats. I know she's not orange, but she is a dumbass orange cat, if you know what I mean. She very much needs that affection. She needs that affection to exist. She wants to be near your heartbeat. She wishes the best for you. She is one of the cats that isn't prissy, that isn't dramatic, which kind of sucks. I always love a dramatic-ass cat. I feel like if you don't like a dramatic cat, you shouldn't be a cat owner, okay? Cats are very important in personality because they are rude and mean and bitches. Fuck anyone who doesn't like mean cats, but Lolly is a very sweet girl. She's always kept to herself. She has always been a very introverted person, but she has a lot of care and empathy for people, which I honestly think is why she could be so introverted, because she never wants to hurt anybody. She is so focused on being perfect that she never quite takes time for herself. I'm gonna put her in Toyota Prius. Practical girl. She needs a little help. She is so sweet. I hope you find therapy soon. Meow, my absolute beloved. Meow is everything to me, okay? If there was one villager that I could bring back other than Sui, because Sui means everything to me, it would be Miss Meow. This woman is so scary. This is what I imagine Siri would look like, you know, the voice. I feel like Siri would look like her, and I don't like Siri that much. I feel like my Siri is going to turn on. If it does, I'm going to scream. Anyway, this is it. And I think that this was the most unique design they'll ever make. This is the most intriguing character, you know? I feel like she is trapping me in some kind of psychological vortex and I will never be able to escape, but really I'm just sitting in my room. She is a mind control freak. She is some kind of horrifying version of AI that we have yet to produce. But you know what? I love it. I like the aesthetic. I do. It's very 2000s. It's very fun. It's very cute. Almost Frutiger era, but a little bit before. I love her. I think that if we're gonna have to do this AI shit for the rest of our lives, I would rather have this than stolen art AI. I would rather have a snippy little bitch who looks round and pixelated talk to me than some little computer that can't draw hands, okay? Wisdom tooth necklace. She is very important to our history, to our culture, and she will always be there for you. Meow is somebody who will never ever leave your side, mostly because she's bound to you by some kind of code. Mary is so baby, but at the same time I feel like she could definitely have a sinister side to her. I think that Mary is a friend that you could share a lot with, but it's not necessarily always kept secret. I think that she has everybody's dirt underneath her fingernails and she is ready to fling it at any time. She has tabs on everybody so that she can always be at the top. She has climbed to the top of her social ladder over and over again by keeping everybody's secrets locked up and saying, okay, here's what I know about this person, you're gonna have to tell me something about you. And that way I will have that locked up and you will never be able to figure out how to escape from me, okay? She is keeping all these people hostage with information, but she is also on top of the damn world. She can get anything she needs at any time. She has figured out how to manipulate every single person on this earth into owing her something. And I don't even know how you possibly get there, which is why I stay away from her, because I know that I would be looped into this as well. I feel like I would also be smashed into this little tube of being her property. And I'm too scared to let that happen, to be honest with you. I'm scared that I won't be able to help it. I'm scared that I'll get sucked in. I'm gonna go ahead and go Toyota Prius though. Toyota Prius, absolutely. Okay. Mitzi is the birthday twin of one of my friends, Alex. Hi Alex, I hope you're doing okay. I think that Mitzi is a very classically adorable cat. I feel like this is what I always expected Animal Crossing to be before I played it. This kind of angular but still very soft design that she has is very Nickelodeon. I feel like I would see her in a Nickelodeon show, which was comforting for me as a child, and now it's a little bit concerning, but I love her. I think that she embodies childhood. I think that she embodies everything that we've wanted as a kid, but I think that she has remained pretty good. I think she's held up quite well. I do. I think that Mitzi is somebody who would be merchandised patronized by Toys R Us back in the day, you know? She is a mascot. She is a person that you can always trust to take care of your brand. She will remind you of being a kid and playing on the carpet and playing with your Barbie dolls and smashing them together because you're secretly gay, and that's all you have. And that's her. Mitzi is the controller of all of that. She's the keeper of all of that. She is the person who will be able to keep you and your childhood self connected. I like Wisdom Tooth Necklace for her. I do. I think she's Wisdom Tooth Necklacey. I think she's adorable. Mo is something. You know how back in the day they used to have like specific commercials for boys and commercials for girls? Remember when that was a thing for some reason? I mean, they still do with like Barbies or whatever. And they were like, new Hot Wheels track that will fucking burn your balls off and kill your dog. And that's what I feel like he is. I think he narrates for that. I think he writes the scripts. He's like, and then the cars crash and there are 7 fatalities and 8 children are missing a mother. I don't know where the other mother came from. I think one just didn't have a mother in the first place. Mo is very specifically tailored to look concerning to me, but also I think appealing to some people, you know? And that's how I feel about like the Wisdom Tooth Necklace thing too. They're appealing to me, they're disturbing to other people, but I'm on the other side of the spectrum at this point because Mo is terrifying to me. I'm not even talking about the teeth here, I'm talking about the eyes. It's the eyes. The eyes are too big, they're square, they're rectangular, they don't even look like cat eyes, they're just like windows. They're Hot Wheels windows. I don't like it. I'm gonna go with 3-bed, 1-bath home for him. I think I am. I think it had to be done. Monique. Good morning to everybody who is a Monique apologist. Good morning to everybody who is a Monique apologist. I love you all. You are the only people who understand me. This woman is fantastic. She is the blueprint for modern existence. I don't care about that coquette shit. I don't care about that trad wife shit. I care about Monique core. If I was into femininity more, I would want to be a Monique ass bitch. This is everything to me. This is Jane Fonda. This is the person that I would leave my pets to if I died, okay? Monique is me. She's bitchy, but she's right. She knows exactly where she got her resources and she will cite them by giving you a tattoo of what she found on Wikipedia. Monique is the last person that you would ever expect to betray you unless you did something to her, and then she will be the first. Monique owns a museum in Southern Colorado. Wisdom Tooth Necklace. My beloved. I have a real soft spot for Olivia, to be honest with you, because she's one of my best friend's favorite villagers. Hi Vicky, I love you. Olivia reminds me of like old mimes. I don't know, she gives off mime vibes to me. I feel like she would be trying to get out of an invisible box, but in a cute way, like in a cool way. I think she has that look to her that is like one of those French mimes, which like, please do not take this as me saying that French is cool and unique. Okay, thank you. She just looks French to me. But I think that her piercing, striking eyes put you both at ease and also make you afraid of your surroundings. She feels like she knows something that you don't know. She feels like she is an enigma. She is really something that you cannot pin down on paper because she is threatening, but also not threatening in the way that we're used to. But I love her deeply because she's Vicky's favorite villager. I'm gonna go with Toyota Prius. My clown boy Pierre, my little clown honk honk bitch Pierre. He is the only person who understands me. He's the only person who gets me, okay? This man went to clown college and he failed and he still became a clown. Can you believe that? He didn't even have to get his finished schooling to be a good clown because he was a different clown. He was a clown that didn't fit in with the rest of the class, and now he's his own type of clown. He's his own brand of clown. He makes you want to join the jester profession, and that is so great. We need more of those. Fuck being a doctor. This is a clown, baby. I love his little blonde hair, his little Justin Timberlake ass blonde hair. I think that's great. It looks good on him. It wouldn't look good on anybody else, but it makes me so deeply sad that he's gone from this game, because I need solidarity here. I need somebody who I can trust, and I think that I could trust him to take my wisdom teeth out, but I don't think I could trust him to keep them. I think he would eat them, and that's a little concerning. He would really help you at Target though. I think this guy would be at Target helping you shop in the dollar section and find the good dishwasher safe cups. Yeah, okay, you get it? You understand? Wisdom tooth necklace, that's my son. Punchy was once a boy that I felt very fond of, that I really felt very fond of. He was one of the first 3 villagers on my latest island, which was Foreseen. And you know what? I was proud of him. I saw him blossom and bloom into a person that I really felt like I could trust. I saw him grow into somebody who didn't cause any issues, who didn't cause any drama, who was just there in the background, being kind, being a sweetheart, being somebody that you could tell anything to. And then I saw him cheat on our friend Rattle, our good friend Rattle with Stella. I believe that Punchy did this out of an absolute lack of concern. That's what I feel. I feel like he didn't care. I don't think it was malicious. I don't think it was that he was unhappy. I just think that he didn't care. I just think that he didn't give a single fuck about anybody's feelings and did it. He did it because he wanted to, because he was excited to, because it felt like right in the moment. He was never ever remorseful about it. He did it right in front of me. He knew what I would see. He understood that our friendship was over at that moment and he threw it away. Not a fan of it. Rompers, you're stuck, you're uncomfortable, you're in pain. Pearl. I love Pearl because I am specifically a very, very big fan of calico and tortoiseshell cats, considering my sweet adorable baby Misty is a tortoiseshell cat, and they are my favorites because of this fact. I love torties with my whole heart. I love her bottom eyelashes, I really do. I feel like she's a Maud Twiggy kind of girl. She reminds me of that big, bold, doe-eyed look, and I love that. I think that she is very into fashion because of that. I really believe that she understands these trends, and she chose an era that she felt she fit into, and it works. It really does work. I think Pearl is one of my favorite designs ever. She is a kind presence, but she is a smart, intelligent presence, and she knows it, and she doesn't really want to waste any time in her life. She is moving back and forth consistently because she doesn't feel like she ever has enough time. She is always on the move. She is always a little bit too busy for you, and that's a little bit upsetting, to be honest with you. It is. It's a little bit upsetting. It's a little bit hard to deal with that reality of being left behind, and I think that she perpetuates that. She really over perpetuates that, and that's a little hard to look at, but I think from a purely outside standpoint, she is a beautiful girl. She is a gorgeous girl. I just don't think I could really be friends with her, but I like her looks. I like her smarts. I think she's great. I'm gonna go with YouTube British Invasion though. She's a little bit scary to me. Not somebody I feel like I could get along with for a long period of time. Before you motherfuckers tell me I don't like Raymond because he's popular, you do not know me. You do not understand me. You do not understand where I come from. I don't like him because he's involved in finance and stocks. Tell me with a straight fucking face that you could listen to this man talk about stock values and the NASDAQ for 2 hours straight at a party while you're drunk. Do you think you could stand it? Do you think you could stand it for $2? Do you? I don't think I could. I think I'd end up in jail. If he wasn't a business major, I would love this little man. I think he is so cute. However, I cannot do it anymore. If anybody tries to talk to me about finances, I will die and claw my eyes out and feed them to myself. I can't listen to it. I can't listen to money talk. I can't listen to budget talk. I think that budget should be personal and never shared with anybody else. It's problematic. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't like Raymond because of that, and you have to understand that. 3-bed, 1-bath home, impractical and annoying. Rosie, the poster child of Animal Crossing. I love Rosie so much. I know she was the subject of a very, very hot debate back in the day. She was the subject of the purple versus blue debate. She's blue, by the way, obviously. Shut up. And you know what? I think that she is a beautiful, beautiful girl. I do. I think that she's one of those classic Animal Crossing characters like Mitzi, but she doesn't give off the same evil intentions as Bob. She is known by everybody because everybody thinks she's adorable. Everybody thinks she looks great on merchandise. Everybody thinks that she is worth the pain and the suffering of building up an island for. These are the kind of creatures you want to take care of. These are the creatures that you don't think can take care of themselves. You want to nurture them. You want to make them a beautiful place to live. I wouldn't want to make Raymond a beautiful place to live. Plus, he's probably already paying people under minimum wage to do that. Okay, thank you. Rosie sets off a thing in my brain that makes me want to take care of her. Okay, makes me want to be friends with her, play cards with her, be at her birthday party, help her learn how to drive. You know, that's the kind of vibe I get from her. I know she's an adult, but that's the kind of vibe I get from her. I think she's fully capable of taking care of herself, but I don't want her to have to do that. And I think that's her draw. She is perfect. She is beautiful. And you know what? I really do love her. I would happily have her on any island that I own. Toyota Prius. Really just a staple of the Animal Crossing universe. You could never get rid of Rosie. She will always be very important, and she will be in every single iteration to make sure that you know that she is still there and still watching over you. Alright, Rover. I just had a swing in with Rover, unfortunately, because I played the GameCube Animal Crossing, and I have been even more scared of him since that day. When I was editing, I stared into his eyes, and I felt fear. You know, I felt fear. I felt like I was watching analog horror. I feel like he was imagining me dead in his car. Those eyes are just too piercing and too knowing to not be of evil intention, but his only scam, his only take back from his scamming is that he now has a dead body in his car. That's what I get from him. I think he does it just because he wants to. I don't think there's any end goal with money. And I think that he is very good at tricking people, getting into people's heads, and that's how he does it. I don't let anybody who gives me a bad vibe even near me, alright? I was scared. I could instantly sense that I was in danger, and that's why he's going into 3-bed, 1-bathroom. He is not safe to be around. Do not let yourself near this man. He will get you. I used to really like Rudy. I used to hunt for him a lot, and I never found him. I see him a little bit more often now, but back in the day, I just never found this man, and I think that totally ruined my love for him. Now I just see him as very boring whole wheat bread, you know? I am all for a whole wheat cracker or a whole wheat pasta. I am. However, he is boring. He is not what you are looking for when you've had a long day. He does not bring any comfort. He is blank. He is one of those things that is made for everybody to love and for everybody to enjoy, but by that, it really waters down the whole concept of his existence, and I see him now as just there. Just a slightly uncomfortable t-shirt that you bought for a little too expensive, you know what I mean? And I feel like he is slightly overlooked, but at the same time, why do we need to look at him? I'm gonna go ahead and put him in rompers. You know, it's been a long time. It really has, Rudy, and I just think that we're not on the best terms. Stinky is complicated, and by complicated, I need you to hear me out. I don't like him. I think he's moldy. I think he stinks. But at the same time, he wasn't fully intolerable, as jock villagers usually are. So I don't know where to go with this. I don't know what to tell you here. Stinky seemed disgusting. Stinky seemed moldy and rotted and filled with harmful bacteria. I think you probably need a vaccine to be around him. I think he has the next pandemic inside of him. However, I was not very annoyed by him. He kept to himself. He stayed to himself, so his existence never bothered me to the point where I hold a grudge against him, which is why it's really hard for me to decide where to put this man, because any other time I would put him in 3-bed, 1-bath home, but I don't know if I can. These people have wronged me. Stinky has not. And I want to play fair here. I really do. I want to play fair for Stinky. I'm going to go with rompers. Rompers do kind of seem like a stinky, nasty piece of clothing, so you know what? I'm just going to say no. I'm going to say rompers, and I'm going to say no. Tabby, my angel, okay? You know, she is a little bit off-putting, and I'm not going to disagree with you here. I'm not going to say that she's adorable, because she's not. She is very exciting in her own way, you know? I don't think that she's ugly, but I think that she is lovable. I do. I think that she would be a fun person to be around. I think that she is sweet. I think that she was just dealt a very sad hand of cards, but she's making the best of it, you know? She is. I don't feel any intentions from her that are bad, because a lot of the villagers, if you want to say that I'm saying that I hate them because of looks alone, no, I'm saying looks and vibes. Look at Graham for me. If you look at Graham, you understand that the vibes are bad, okay? But you look at Tabby, and you're like, okay, no, I trust her, I understand. There is nothing that could ever put me off a villager more than bad vibes. I have beef with Ione, and I still think she's one of the most beautiful villagers ever. You're gonna go, my sweet angel, in Toyota Prius. 100%. You're doing your best, you're doing your absolute best, and I love you. Tangy is on my island currently, and usually that would be a very good sign, but the fact is that I'm very tired of her, okay? I'm extremely tired of her. She is never out of her house. Sometimes she's just in the museum for some reason, I don't know. We've had slight beef before, and I think that we're just on normal terms now. Like, I don't really like her or dislike her. But that is so boring, you know? That is so disgustingly boring. She seems like she is very much a loner, but that's because she doesn't really like other people, and she doesn't think she owes anybody anything, which technically she doesn't, but she is not pleasant to be around that much. I just don't really like her. I'm not a big fan of her. I wish that I was better with her. I feel like she's sweet. I feel like you could get along with her, but only for a short amount of time, like at a party. You could probably get along with Tangy for a little bit at a party, but nowhere else really. I could work with her maybe, you know, be colleagues with her. Rompers, it's okay. It's okay, it's fine. Sorry to be a Tangy downer, but I really have to speak my truth, okay? I have to be the person who tells the truth. Tom is just annoying. Tom is just annoying. He looks like one of those guys that would work at an auto shop and try to scam women because he thinks that they don't know enough and charge them $300 extra. You know those people? He looks like he's Mo's dad, but Mo's dad who taught him how to be a bitch. He is so obsessed with being the superior person in a room, which is the most annoying, absurd person ever. He looks like somebody who would be intolerable to be around. He is not good to people. He is not good to anybody who's not exactly like him. And he just reminds me of somebody who's extremely money hungry. He's giving off Elon Musk vibes to me, but a little bit more sinister and like mean. Not just nonchalant about his evilness, but mean about it. That's what I get from Tom. 3-bed, 1-bath home. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all of my members. Stay safe, stay wonderful, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.